As someone who has always been intrigued by the slave history, I decided to take a trip from Lagos, Nigeria to Badagry to learn about the slave history and what went down during that time. And I went by the sea. You can see me. This is me on the boat. And it was quite a smooth ride to Badagry, Nigeria. Yeah, so that's me. I've arrived at the Berefun community. This is the town where the slaves were gathered, and then escorted to the point of no return. So that's me. There are students here having an excursion. It's an important part of history. And so let's do it. Let's do it. Riding to the point of no return, we decided to take a stop at this well. This is called the Attilation Well, where slaves were stopped on their way to the point of no return. They are stopped here to drink from this well, and then they get to forget everything. So this well serves as some sort of amnesia for the slaves. So when they take water from this well, they lose their memory for 3 months, and apparently that's the time it would take for them to travel from Africa to Europe by sea. So you see that this well is a very important part of history. If you look inside, you see there's still water in it. See, so yeah, this is what it looks like. And wow, amazing, isn't it? So I don't know how they did it, but they said that this well actually made people forget, lose their memory for 3 months. Incredible. Okay, so I'm exploring the slave routes today at Badagry, Nigeria, where people were transported from Nigeria through the Atlantic Ocean to Europe and other countries. So apparently now I'm at the route to unknown destination. That's exactly where I'm standing now. I'm going to be showing you what it looks like all around. See? So now we've arrived at the route to no destination. That's route to unknown destination. So this is what it looks like, the route to unknown destination. So it means that from here, the people don't know where they are headed. The slaves, right? This is what it looks like. Oh, it's so amazing.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting
the route
after
to unknown destination.
I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. Now we're walking up to the tower where the slave masters created a shelter for themselves. So look at this place, see how huge it is. So apparently the slaves are kept underneath this building. They are kept outside underneath it. Meanwhile, the masters go up this tower. So I'm going to be showing you what it looks like up. Look at it. This is the surrounding. So from up here, they'll be looking at, they'll be observing the slaves from up here. While the slaves are down, they sit here. Look at it. I think now it's a bit dilapidated, but as I've learned, it was well constructed before. So this is their shelter. The slave masters, this is their shelter. And look at that. It has a balcony.
The slave masters will be here. So when the slave masters are here, they will catch their slaves. Then the slaves will be there, but the slave masters have the shade to sit down, to cool off, before they march the slaves off to the big ship. So this is where they chill. No, the slaves don't come up. It's the slave masters that come here.
Oh,
This is where they sit down, wait for their cargo, the human cargo, to go into the ship. They'll put them on a little boat. The ship will be maybe a couple of miles down there. They'll go and offload their cargo to ship them to wherever they are going. Either it's Europe, America, North America, South America, Central America, wherever. There was nowhere that wasn't touched by slavery. Yeah, it was well constructed, a cool out spot. You see how the breeze moves through. So they give them water, match them down here. The buses will come up. The tackles are waiting. You see those little things there? That's probably places for them to chill out, hang out. It's sad, eh?
It's so hard.
But like a 360 too, you know. You walk up, it's like a 360.
Yeah.
Like, take a good look at where you're living.
Having explored the route of no return, we are heading back to the town where we are going to be seeing the museums that hold the slave history. There, we are going to be seeing all the chains and the shackles that were used to gag the enslaved people, and we're going to be learning in full the history of slavery and how it was done in this town. So, we are going to go across the water using a boat, and we're going to be there in just a moment. So see you there. Now we've arrived at the town that holds the history of the slave trade here in Badagry. And on this street alone, there are about 4 museums, one of which Adeniyi here is going to be taking us to, which is the 16th century slave museum. So he's going to be taking us there, and he will be showing us and telling us about the history of the slave trade with regard to this town. So let's go.
You are welcome to Wabi Slavery School. And we are, this is where we change scholarship and where you period of slavery. You change some chapters outside this museum over 5 years because slave trade lasted for during that time. During that time, but I was going to be slave posts. Any slave capture of the whole of your empire, the time, so go down to the other. And then we have 2 slavery of Nigeria. We have one in Calabar, one in Calabar. The one in Calabar is called the Aeon Slave Market. EY. Both established in the year 1810. Any slave capture from the Eastern part of Nigeria was taken out. And the one we have in Badagry is called the Located Slave Market. The market is 5 days.
Is what?
5 days.
Okay.
That is how 300 slaves to that.
300 slaves every market day. 5 days.
Minimum of 77,000 slaves were taken out of Badagry in a year.
Wow.
The business was stopped by the help of the monetary. Something went wrong. Yes, ma'am. During some period, slaves helped in Badagry.
So this man stopped the slave trade here.
1888.
And this is his grave.
Yes. A year after the business was established, the village was in 1880. Then his father was a middleman between the white and the black.
Okay.
His father buys slaves from his fellow black and sells to the white.
Okay.
The white came to buy slaves from his father, and his father always offered them to something. What are they to something? Kola nut and water. Show them Yoruba, it doesn't mean English. Show them Yoruba always. Meaning, my white friends and people are not. Don't be engaged.
My white friends, what?
Take kola nut and eat.
My white people are not happy.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't get
English.
keep saying that when move, and white people get meaning membership. Move from move, and that is where the people are
Okay.
Family now adopts movie as a movie. The movie is not a shift fancy title. Family now adopts movie as a family. Movie is not a shift fancy title. Yes, yes, yes. But son, so it doesn't support the business his mother and his mother. Sign the treaty of abolition of slavery. And the year 1852, the business illegally continued to remain within business. In the year 1828, which was given the Portuguese, seized the land issue made by the Great from Bahia. Bahia is in the Brazil. Why, this is how you have to change the chapels. Why, this one, why, this is what they make love. Make love. This will be on the net for good 18 hours every day while working on the farm plantation and while traveling. And while traveling to a final destination about 2 months, this will still be used for the neck blood. Anybody's come over, control will wait on the chain, every one life, we don't mind one. Now just put it around the show. Just put it. Yeah, for good 18 hours every day. 2 months while traveling to the final destination.
Oh my God. To be on one
Yes,
18 hours.
18 hours every day. For the neck blood. And this one right here, this is called a torture weapon. Torture weapon.
Now we are heading to the next museum, which is the Brazilian barracoon of Chief Serki Abbas, where Mary is going to be taking us through the history of this place.
To Serki Abbas, the picture in the picture of the owner of this compound. Okay. And this is the man we call Serki Abbas. His original name was Ifagbe Faremi. He is from Ijoga, really in the Blue States. Unfortunately, he went out and was captured by slavery. At the tender age of 6, he went outside. Yeah. That's what we are experiencing in Nigeria of today. Just for
I think he's still repeating himself.
yes, people go out and they are getting lost. So he just went out and was being captured by the slave raiders. Brought to the slave market and we have an international slave market for placating slavery. So he was brought to the market and sold. And the first master that bought him there was a man called Abbas. Abbas actually come from Dahomey, today known as Republic. So Abbas saw him at the market, he bought him. And as a slave, immediately they are being brought over. They lost their total freedom, including their identity. So they will be named by their masters. If Abbas is buying 50, all of them pay Abbas. Sometimes they did brand shop on their body, they brand the initials of their masters for exact. Now, when Abbas brought him, he took it down to them because of his tender age. So it's always around his master. Later on, we have another white man by name Williams that came from France to buy slaves from Abbas and Dahomey. So when Williams came from Raikan to Dahomey, we also bought him. So he had a second master called Williams. Now, Williams took him down to Brazil and he was privileged, not in short, very, very fortunate. Slaves do not have that opportunity. So he was privileged to have formal education. Intentionally, Williams bought him so that he could be able to run the business. So when he became a mature Williams, he converted himself freedom. Meanwhile, what is he going to do? He gave him that condition that he will send him back to Africa, Nigeria. Instead of Williams coming to Africa to be buying his slaves, so he sent him so that he will be doing the business, buying the slaves and the same nature, so that was the business. So that was what he was doing. The master sent him back to him. So the master that helped him to get the slaves, I erected this. Building houses. And each of the building houses 40 rooms, the average of 40 slaves.
in each room, or generally? Each room had 40 slaves.
Houses, 40 slaves.
Okay.
Averagely, because sometimes there are more than that. But usually buy and keep. If there's going to be delay from the shift, they will have to dance and because sometimes they use a house number 40. Now, when these Europeans are coming, they came with their hard currency. They came in pounds and dollars and the rest of it. Why in Nigeria, we are used to our local currencies? Salt, minerals, cowrie shells, and the rest of them. Now, if our forefathers were to collect their pounds and dollars, and they now take it to the old mama at the market to buy, she will not recognize it. So the currency is useless to us, and that was why the man went for work for trade.
Okay.
So let's turn around and see what we have here. Yes. So the items we have are the one inside. Can you imagine? Some of the items that were brought in exchange of the slaves. So as we have the umbrella now, the umbrella then was exchanged for 40 slaves.
40 slaves. One umbrella. Incredible.
The Dengon also went for 40 slaves. We have our local burukutu, army, But for you to enjoy Oyinbo gin, they exchange 10 slaves for one bottle. Then we have the bead, the mirror, and the ceramic bowl. Them are in various sizes. So it varies from 10 to 15, depending on the sizes of the item. Then we have the cannon guns. The big cannon guns went for 100 slaves. The smaller one. Later, they discovered that African slaves were more agile, and there was high demand of them, and they are not easy to get by. So they started introducing weapons. Is it that you cannot capture your people? Get weapons. And they sold weapons to them.
And they use it to
with that,
animals too.
they can get one cannon gun to ambush a whole village, and then they'll capture all of them and
wow.
Then to the market and sell them. Meanwhile, this place is a living zone. Some of them have been worked over to make it habitable, while some other rooms have been collapsed. But in hall, we still have 2 of them that are being reserved for the purpose of that's the kind of thing.
So this is one of the rooms.
This is outside.
Okay.
Wow. Hey.
The room there is stored in session room. If you can do it. Yes, if anybody is buying student, the inner room is the main cell. So they'll bring out the slave. You inspect if that slave fits for the purpose you buy. If not, they can return until you get your choice. Then this is how they model their if they're shaking them. While in the cell, they fed them once in a day. Probably just choose some slices of bread. If you are lucky to get one, if not, that's not for you. So once in a while, they move them out. Probably for them to be able to stretch because the place is not this tight. And also to be
Imagine 40 people in this.
So while taking them out, they muzzle their mouth. Number one, for them not to be able to communicate, so that they won't be able to plan against their masters. Secondly, is for them not to be able to eat and gain strength.
They can fight.
We have some of these shackles, the one for the mouth, one for the wrist, one for the ankles. If they are taking them out, they need to find out them. I also have the one for the kids too. Yes, I've told some of them actually. So this other iron and the part of the livings of charities. Let's look at the heart. Here is the main cell. And thank God for freedom. That's why we can have fun going. That's why we have the light. There is always that. And this is the only opening. This is the main source of light and ventilation.
Wow.
And you can imagine how this thing can serve a whole of 40 or more adults.
So 40 people used to stay inside this place.
Yes. Apart from the fact that they show glasses were not there. But at least, like I said, average of 40. Sometimes. So these are some of the ceramic plates the exchanging.
For humans.
Yes, each of them either for 10 or 15. Then we have the medal.
Oh, you see
the brush.
you see the what do you call that? Jug.
Oh, this brush dish, it was a gift given to Seriki. Now, the first master that bought him was called Abbas. He was a Muslim. So he taught him Islamic food.
And the Muslims will tell me that they don't practice slavery. They never practice slavery.
Yeah, it's a lie.
Me, argue with me. I don't care. I don't know you go study your history.
He later became, when he later became a secretary, he was Toban the Seriki of Musulmi of Bagakan. So it was during the Tobanation that the master sent him that gift.
Okay.
Then other side, some of the domestic items used by Seriki.
Muslim people that
The water pot, cooking pot. This one is the water reservoir for his ablution. Then the lamp used them. Headlights and some other things. Now, when they wanted to abolish the slave trade, these Europeans were still forcefully coming. And so that was when they got all these lens to view the ship while on the sea.
Okay.
The same cannon gun sold to them was the same thing they were using to attack their ship.
Okay.
So when they used the lenses to view them, they said that the ship was still coming. Then they are also set to attack them.
Okay, so now the people are finally using these things that they were given to monitor the slave traders coming, and then they are able to fight them with the use of those weapons.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Another interesting thing on father, she said when he became a country, he traced back his origin.
Oh, he was only the find the sheep.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Back to his
Oh, Orile, Lagos. Okay, so Ogun State. Okay.
So he found out that the temple has been scattered. So he then used his influence to resettle them.
Okay.
So, like the picture there was the statue of Chief Seriki at the roundabout of Ayetoro. So he was the one that founded the town called
Ayetoro.
They have Ayetoro in Ekwen, Ayetoro market.
Yes, but the town, the main town, was the one that founded the town. Meaning that yes, they should come. Nobody there now come and enslave them.
So after the trade, he, Seriki Abbas, found his his origin. Yes.
While he was in the business.
Okay, and then he united his people. Oh, okay.
So since then, nobody goes there to capture them. They dare not capture anybody.
His
This
image.
This is just the manicure of Chief Seriki. The same regalia that he wore when he was in Toban. And this umbrella is the original umbrella. This particular umbrella was given in exchange of 40.
40, can you imagine? For one man to have umbrella, 40
Then
souls.
we have some of his ways. This particular one is called Ashetu.
Ashetu.
Yes.
Okay.
Then consider some of the shackles also used on his. Then this is the chair, which is therapy. This is very normal. Remove them out. These are some of the slaves we revolting. And you know they are Brazilians, they always have their trained Brazilian dogs. If any slave is trying to escape, then they release the dogs and force it on. This is a local chief that was about to be captured, but he preferred to die than being captured. You can see him holding a knife, and he killed himself. Okay? Later, the slaves started revolting their masters even over there, and luckily for them, we have some of them that were returnees, like Santos Silva and Russia. When you get to Lagos Island, you get to negotiate and they still there, yeah, every yes. That those are their slave masters way that they done.
And with that, we have come to the end of this video. In the next video, I am going to be exploring the Vlekete slave market. That is also where the dungeon is. That is the slave market where slaves were brought from all over the country and traded, So I'm going to be showing you that in the next video. So tell me what your thought is about this. Thank you. See you in the next video.